Hey, how y'all doing? Rudo Nyamoto here, your number one confidence coach. Oh my goodness, it's so good to be back here after a while. A few moments of silence from 2023, but I'm here alive, thankful that I'm alive in one piece. So good to see you. Thank you so much for jumping onto this channel. If you have not subscribed, hey, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button right now before you go any further, and also the notification so that when new videos, new content is uploaded, you do not miss it. That being said, thank you so much for those that are already subscribed. Thank you so much for the feedback, the messages that come through to my DM. I really appreciate you. Keep me going. You really do keep me going. And there are times when you're like, oh, I don't feel like creating any content. Then you're like, oh no. But there's somebody who appreciates the content. There's somebody who actually needs the content. So let's get up, let's show up, and we keep going. So thank you so much to those that give feedback, to those that are watching quietly, to those that just enjoy the content. Each and every one of you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You make it worth it for me to show up each and every day. So I have a very interesting conversation that I want to throw out at us. Yeah. So the other day I did a bit of exciting sort of conversation poll on my status, and the inbox conversations, responses, questions, comments, answers, suggestions were interesting, to say the least. There was so much. My inbox was so flooded. I could not keep up. I couldn't keep up. So I remember someone asking me, let me actually start right there. I remember someone asking me, okay, you're a confidence coach. What is your purpose as a confidence coach? So let me put it out there. It will link up with the conversation for today. As a confidence coach, my job is very simple: to help you step out of limiting beliefs, thinking, thought patterns that set you back, thought patterns that keep you possibly in one place, thought patterns that hinder you from moving forward at a pace that could be way better than you're moving at, or beliefs that keep you stagnant and almost like Dead Sea. No action, no movement. You are just in the same place, doing the same thing and not progressing. I'm going to touch on some of the limiting beliefs that people throw into the atmosphere, into the environment as we meet in our day-to-day conversations. And you do these things unconsciously, not realizing the impact of your words. So the world was framed by words. It was spoken and things came to life. Let there be light. Let there be. And these things came to light. So we can never take the words that we speak lightly. Never ever take the words that you speak lightly and say, oh no, it was just a statement. It was just a random statement that I just threw at them. You don't know the impact of your words. So limiting beliefs, some stem from words that were spoken, maybe upbringing, your parents, maybe your mother, father, sibling, relative, or a teacher, even at school, spoke down at you, told you were stupid, you were not good enough, you were compared maybe to a sibling, your sister in grade whatever, did well. When they passed through my class, they were doing so well, but you are struggling. Why are you struggling? That comparison can create limiting beliefs, and your confidence levels will be compromised. It could even be relational, maybe a spouse, husband, wife, dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, body shaming, or just speaking down at you. You are ugly. Maybe after giving birth, you're told about your features. You don't look so good. You used to look beautiful. Now look at your nose. Look at your neck. It's so dark. Look at your stretch marks on your stomach. Look at that big tummy. You look like you're pregnant, but you gave birth like 5 months ago. And all of these speak down to your confidence, and they pull you back and almost set you to a point of being totally crippled. So I want to speak to one person, to two people. You could be that person who has spoken words to someone, or you are speaking words to someone currently that speak down at them, or you are that person that has received words that speak down at you, or that leave you feeling more negative than positive. I want you to know that it is toxic, it is not necessary, because our life is for the living, and positivity is so important. It is important to bring the right energy. If you don't have anything to say, you don't have to always then have something to say just because you meet someone. That small talk can be very dangerous. Watch what you say. Think about the words that you speak before you speak them, because you could be the cause of someone's confidence level going below sea level, or someone's self-esteem totally crashing. No belief in self, no appreciation of self, no value in self as a result of your words. Some things could be just general comparison. You look at somebody's life, you envy them, you want to have what they have, you want to walk the journey that they walk, you want to drive what they drive, you want to live in the suburb that they live in, you want the hair that they have, you want, I don't know, it could be anything. You want their nose, you want their complexion, and you decide, maybe let me do this so that I can look somewhat male. It's important to just love yourself the way you are. I know it's easier said than done, which is why I have these conversations to inspire, to ignite thoughts that get you to look at yourself and begin to ask yourself the right questions and translate the negativity and begin to kickstart your confidence journey. There's so much I could say, but I want to get right into the subject of today, which will probably continue into another session, because there's so much around that, because this is something that has been happening day in, day out, year in, year out, and many people do not realize that they're actually affecting so many people that they are doing this to negatively. So you meet somebody, right? They may be been married for 6 months. Hey, how you doing? Oh, okay. So any kids yet? No, not yet. So when are you having your first kid? Make sure you have your child early so that you don't have complications, blah, blah, blah. And you're offering so much unsolicited advice. Do you know you could be speaking to somebody who's just had a miscarriage 2 months prior? You could be speaking to someone who's struggling to conceive. You could be speaking to someone, they're both not fertile, and they've been told by the doctors you cannot have babies. So do not offer advice when it has not been sourced out from to you to say, please help me, guide me. Let's not offer to be, a family planner. If you're not a family planner, why are you having those conversations? When are you having your next child? Your third child? You've got 4 boys. Why don't you just have one more and have a girl? Do I decide and determine? It's the God in heaven who decides and determines what comes my way. Yes, of course, they say it's the man that determines the gender, but you don't know, when you're expecting that, oh, this is what I have planted, this is what I am expecting, right? In the early stages. Yes, furthermore, you'll have the scans, etc. But in that process, you don't know. So it all comes from the heavens above. Why? Why do we offer this unsolicited advice? Oh, you've got 5 girls. Ish, that's a lot. So don't you want a boy? Why don't you try another one and have a boy? There's just so much. Oh, you're single. You're still single. Why are you not married? You know what? Maybe you're a bit picky. Why don't you try and just be more liberal? Why don't you try and, lower your standards? Maybe you're being too fussy. Maybe you're being too choosy. Maybe you are behaving in this way. So maybe try and do this. Maybe try and tone down your dressing so that you don't look intimidating. Maybe try and change 1, 2, 3, 4. But now you're saying this person must not be themselves. They must be artificial to try and win a partner. Is that what we want? There is so much that we speak without thinking. Some of the feedback that came to my inbox, I remember a number of people saying, you know what, I now actually avoid family gatherings as a result of these comments. So when are we meeting your girl? When are we meeting him? In our language, in Shona, we say mkwashar kuyarini. In Debele, they say umkwenyana uyabuya nini. Umalogazana uyabuya nini. We are putting pressure without realizing. And you're making someone, uncomfortable. And you may actually be causing someone's confidence level to start dropping, because that person can begin to say, okay, is there something wrong with me? Why am I still single? But do you know, it's not everybody that will actually be married. So why are you offering your advice when it has not been solicited? I know today I sound like I'm being a bit harsh and rough, but I'm saying this out of a place of love to say, let's make our world, our space more palatable for everybody. Don't offer advice that has not been asked for. Oh my God, look at you. You've gained so much weight. Yo, Rudo, do you stop eating throughout your day? You work from home. Oh my gosh, you must be eating endlessly. Do you know that you can crush someone so bad? Someone who's maybe on the edge, they're going through other issues, and your statement can just come and be the cherry on top, and you then hear that this person actually went and committed suicide. We take some of these things for granted, but think about your words. I know it sounds like, that's too far-fetched, but there are many that have committed suicide as a result of words spoken, as a result of body shaming, as a result of just that negative aura that begins to build, resultant from some of the words that maybe you have spoken. Why should you be the bearer of negativity? Why not practice a 5-second rule? When you meet someone, in the first 5 seconds, find something to compliment them. Why are we quick to highlight the negative? Oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight. Ish. Okay, so what are you doing? Are you going to continue losing weight? Because if you keep on, it's not going to be looking good. I actually had someone who came through with their comment after this whole exercise I was telling you that, on my status and all. And they said that to someone. They had lost so much weight. This person had lost so much weight and they hadn't seen them in a long time. And they commented on the weight and say, you've lost so much weight. What's wrong? So sometimes maybe you're genuinely concerned, but how you say certain things, how you ask certain questions can make or break. Do you know, a few months later, this person that they had asked this question passed away. How do you feel then? You don't know what someone is battling with. It could be a condition, health condition. Maybe the doctor has said you have to go on this diet and lose X amount of kgs so that, we can try and manage your health. Or they're just struggling. Stress. They could be stressed. Sometimes we ask questions, but if I then say and pour out my heart, I'm going through troubles, I'm stressed, I'm 1, 2, 3, are you going to offer me the shoulder and walk me through that journey? If not, then why are we throwing these unnecessary questions? Oh my God, you are so big. Do you still fit your same wardrobe or you've bought a new wardrobe? Is it really necessary? Please desist from unnecessary questions. Oh, you still have one child. Oh my goodness, you're so lazy. Why don't you just try and have another one and just get it over and done with and close your factory? Ah, we haven't seen you at our church. Where are you now? Ah, your wife is not coming to church. Why? What's wrong? What are you doing to her? Really? These days you're looking so fresh. Oh my gosh. So who's making you look so good? I saw you the other day driving a beautiful car. Amazing car. Is that yours? Whose car is that? Ah, so things are looking up for you. Some of these conversations truly, truly are not necessary. Some of these questions, you need to actually, if you feel you need to ask the question, you need to have a wiser way of asking your question. You need to be ready. If someone then says, okay, I haven't found someone. Oh, maybe lower your standards. Okay, I've lowered my standards. Oh, okay, maybe do this. Okay, I've done that. Are you going to give them a partner? She's looking for someone. Are you going to give her someone? He's looking for someone. Are you going to give him someone? What is the intention behind your question? I'm coming from a space of, I work with people that are in broken spaces. So these are some of the issues that we deal with. The bullying in school, that's a conversation for another day. Total conversation that just needs us to just thought it, because you could be the parent of a bully, you could be the parent of someone who's being bullied, or you could be the parent of someone who has watched and experienced someone being bullied. All of that is all traumatic. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the conversations. Oh my goodness. It's just so interesting how we can just talk without thinking sometimes. The impact of the questions we ask, the impact of the advice we offer, which has not been solicited. This person has not asked you for advice, and then you're offering your advice. You are contributing to someone's self-esteem beginning to dwindle. Someone can lose their self-esteem and total value and appreciation of themselves as a result of one simple question that you throw, which is not a guarded, well thought out question. Let's have the right conversations. Let's have quality conversations. You haven't seen someone in a while. Oh my gosh, you're so big. It's not a greeting. Hey, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you. It has been a while. You don't know what condition they could be struggling with. They could be having issues with their thyroids. So their weight, they cannot control. There could be so many things that may be happening. But is it your place to actually know why or what? Sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes it's not even our conversation to have. You don't know what people are going through. Why don't you just have your last one, and make sure it's a boy? You don't know. Are they living in the same house? And you're asking that question. You don't know how their financial standing is. Will you be able to buy the formula, the clothes, the fees that they may need for that extra child that you're suggesting? It's important to think through the questions we throw at people. It is so, so important. This lady that came to me, she's, in my own words, she defines beauty. She's beautiful, she's graceful, she's just flawless like that. You look at her and you feel like, oh my gosh, let me go and bath. I feel like I haven't bathed just because of just who she is. And guess what? She did not see any of that. She saw a mess. She saw someone who was just not good enough, someone who was not deserving to be amongst people. She just saw someone who was just a waste of time. And guess where that had come from? Words that were spoken. Upbringing. At 30, you are still carrying that ghost that haunted you at 10 years. So I'm saying this to say, you being the mature adult, don't contribute to someone's downfall. Don't contribute to someone who's already hurting. Don't contribute to someone who's already broken, somebody who's already struggling with so many insecurities that you do not see. They may not be written all over my face, but they are there. Then you come in and you talk about how fat I've gone, how thin I've gone, how dark I've gone. What condition am I struggling with? You don't know. But is it your place to really know? Not necessarily. So it is important to be that person that one does not dread to meet. If you are a voice of influence, if you're a teacher, if you are a mentor, if you're a coach, if you're a pastor, you're a leader, a boss, a manager, whatever you are, if you have a voice of influence and impact, is your voice a positive impact or a negative impact? It's important to evaluate yourself. Ask yourself those questions. What value are you bringing to the people that you influence? What value are you bringing to the people that you have been entrusted to build? Are you building? Or you are that person one dreads to go to work because the moment they walk in, you're talking about how useless they are, how slow they are, how they just always make mistakes. But if you do the reverse, sit down with them, try and understand, you will be so amazed at how you can be more impactful and get better results. Make a difference in your small area of influence. You could be just 1, 2, 3, 4 people that are in your sphere. Be that voice that brings positive impact. It could be hundreds of people. Why not be that voice of impact and positive influence? Yes, of course, it will ensure that I have fewer clients, but you know what? It's happier that way. We don't want to deal with too much brokenness that we can always all, contribute to making the world a better place. Yes, you cannot reach millions of people, but the 2, 3 that you can reach, you do not know that if you're a mentor, you could be mentoring that one person who's going to reach millions. If you're a teacher, you are teaching that person who's going to go out into the world and reach countries that you will never reach. So why not be that voice that brings impact? Why not be that voice that people look forward to seeing? Not people cower away when they say, oh no, oh no. Then one cowers and they're like, oh gosh, there she comes again. What is she going to ask me? Is she going to ask me when I'm married? Is she going to throw all of those questions at me? Is she going to start asking me where I bought my shoes? Oh, how much did those shoes cost? And make me feel uncomfortable. It's so important to watch the conversations that we have. It's so important to watch the questions that we throw. You just think, oh no, it's just light conversation. Some light conversation is killing people around you. So don't be someone that brings the downside to people. Be a lifter. Be a lifter. Be a builder. Be a coach in your own right. Encourage someone. Certain things are not the final script. Who said, oh, okay, by 30, if you're not married, then you're doomed. By this stage, if you don't have a child, then you're doomed. The script is not the same for everybody. So stop expecting everyone to be in the bubble that you have created, the bubble of expectations, the bubble that society says this must happen by that time. If you have not done this by that time, then you are done. If your business is not set by this time, then you're bust. If you don't have, your children by the time you reach this age, then, forget about it. Be wise with your words. Don't forget to subscribe if you still have not subscribed. I've given you a lot to think about. I'll come back with more love, sweetness. But I had to put this out there, and I can't wait to read your comments, to get your feedback on this conversation, because this is something that is extremely heartfelt. And I'm telling you, this was the most lit conversation I ever had. I had like over over 200 responses in my inbox, and I ended up having to pull down the post because I was like, yo, wow, this is very interesting. I'm actually going to add it in my book as a chapter, because I realized that some things we do unconsciously, not realizing that you're actually making someone unconscious, for lack of a better word. On the inside, you're killing someone with your words. Speak the right words. Be a voice of building, not a voice that brings down. Let's build. Let's build each other. Let's lift each other up. Let's bring out the best in us. Not to say, just say things, sweet things, just because Coach Rudo said, don't say nasty things, don't say negative things. But it doesn't mean lie. But certain things, we don't have to talk about them if we must. Find best ways then to bring it to the platform. Even if you want to give someone advice on the way they dress, the way they're carrying themselves, there's always a great way of doing it. Don't attack. Don't put yourself above them. Be at the same level in the conversation. I could keep going on and on and on, but I'm stopping right here. Rudo Nyamoto here, your #1 confidence coach. Subscribe. Click on the subscribe button and the notification, and share with someone. They definitely will benefit from this conversation. Share with someone you don't know whether they were a confidence killer, a confidence builder, but share. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. You make it all worth it. Mwah.